name is Ashley Alexander and I'm the owner of Living Free Baked Goods Company, which is a gluten-free, dairy-free, egg-free, soy-free, refined sugar-free baked goods company based in Vancouver, British Columbia. I was really lucky growing up. My mom was always in the kitchen baking and cooking, and I started very young learning to bake and kind of loving being in the kitchen. I found out I couldn't have gluten, which is a huge issue when you're baking because that's pretty much the basis of baking. And then I found out I couldn't have dairy, which again is another challenge. And then not too long ago, I found out I couldn't have eggs as well. So when you take out gluten, dairy, and eggs out of baking, you almost think, no more baking. Went online and started researching substitutions and all of this and started basically experimenting to find out, what I could make and if it still tasted good. And most of it didn't. So then I had to, just keep making more and finding new alternatives until I found stuff that really started working. It kind of brings you to going to parties and going to dinners and stuff, nights out, where you don't want to put it on the host and say, oh, by the way, I have a gluten, dairy, egg allergy. Good luck, make me something to eat. So I would just start bringing my own things, and most of the times I would say, it's gluten-free, dairy-free, egg-free, but then I started realizing that people were eating it even though, they thought it was normal food, right? And they kept saying like, wow, this is really good. And I would tell them, oh, there's no gluten, dairy, or eggs in it. And they're like, no, it can't be. And then one of my girlfriends, who I'm really close with, she was the one that basically said, you really have to start making this into a business and selling it, especially in Vancouver, because it'll just blow up. So one day I put a website together and did some baking and put some pictures up on the website, and I got an order that day, and then the rest is kind of history. I have a number of products on my website right now. The biggest seller are my Dirtles, which it's a silly name, but I love it. It's my version of Turtles, the Christmas chocolate caramel treat that you get, but mine are date turtles. So it's just 3 ingredients: dates, vegan chocolate, and pecans, and people love them. They go crazy over them. So that's kind of my #1 seller. And then I have chickpea brownies. There's no flour, they're made out of chickpeas, which really throws people off when they taste them and realize how good they are. I have a banana bread, and you can buy it baked or you can buy it as the batter and bake it at home and then, say that you made it. Pumpkin pecan muffins. That's really good for snacks and breakfast. I have a quinoa granola that I eat every single morning. And then I have a pineapple basil pesto, because I love pesto, but I find that every time you go and buy pesto, it has dairy in it, so I make my own. And then you can have a take-home, bake-at-home spinach lasagna that has vegan cheese and gluten-free noodles. Ooh, I have energy balls. I eat those daily too, so it's just these no-bake energy balls that have dates and peanut butter and pecans and all this goodness in it, just to kind of give you a boost of energy. So you can get my products online. My website is www.livingfreebakedgoods.com. So there's a cart option. You just fill the cart up and then you can pay through PayPal or with credit card. And I have a delivery option. For free, you can come pick it up at my place as well. It's yummy. And I say that in all sincerity because being gluten-free for the last 8 or so years, I've tried it all. And I know which ones I really like and which ones I really don't like, and I wanted to make mine better than all of them. And I think the biggest thing is that when I tell people it's gluten-free, vegan, refined sugar-free, they don't believe me. So I think that's the biggest compliment you can get, and that's what sets me apart from all of the other gluten-free baked goods out there. If you find out you're allergic to something, it's not the end of the world, and it doesn't mean that you have to live a taste-free life. There's so much out there. It's okay if you have some allergies. Come to me, I will feed you.